What the hell is up? How is everybody doing today? Crazy day in the markets today, and especially if you are an AMC shareholder. Today was a good day for us, and there are a lot of things that are elevated, and there's some good signals coming in, and you just got to know how to read them. But let me start off by saying I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, right? Don't take it for that. Take it for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am solely a YouTube creator, guys, right? I want to get into what happened today. Everything has been elevated. What we've been noticing, the volume. So what we've been talking about, the cost to borrow fees are still elevated. The price was a little elevated today, right? At the peak, there was AMC was up about 25% in the green, and at one point during the day, I think it closed at around 13, 14% green for the day. So the shorts were able to kind of calm it down. And I just want to continue to talk about, what we've been looking at and how I've been able to track this thing and this move because I have been talking about it in my past videos. And once I caught on to things like right when the Fed was started raising rates, the cost to borrow fee started going up, when the whole FTX thing happened, Credit Suisse as well. I'm gonna talk a little bit about our good friends at Credit Suisse, all right, that was talking about how AMC stock was going to go to 95 cents. And since that day, AMC is up about 40, 50%. So, always be careful with what the media is saying and who is saying it out there, okay? You got to do your own research, always invest your own money how you want to do it. And, you shouldn't let anybody sway your decisions. And because once you do your research and you have the knowledge, then you can go into these plays and make some profits. Let's jump into this information, guys. As always, thank you for coming back. I appreciate the subscribers, the people who come and watch the videos all the time and drop a comment and leave a like and all that. So I appreciate all of y'all. But yeah, let's jump into this information because we do have a lot to talk about, and I am excited for this. Okay. So the first thing, here, let me point this out. It's just a screenshot I took right now. I had pointed this out in another video, but if you look at what's going on here, the patterns, right? So when you have this dip, this was, it's not gonna show you the timeline, but this was back in like December, 2020, and then this little rip was January 2021. So remember, the shorts pushed it as low as they could, and then we got this parabolic move back then, because it went from like $2, $3 or something to 24, 25, and then before coming back down. But it's not so much the time here. I'm just looking at it's more of the pattern that I noticed. So when you had that dip before the rip, it went up once, went up twice, came down, and then you have a dip, and then you have this little chop area right here, okay, where my mouse is, like a dip, and then you see the major move that happened back in June, beginning of June. So then it comes back down, and I just want you to ignore all this until we get here, okay? Because it's very similar. It's like a pattern. It's like another cycle, I would say. But you have this push up, this push down, this push up, this push down. And then again, see, I'm comparing it to the second one right here where it goes up and then the chop. So right here is where I can see I was expecting actually a little more pullback before today's run, but we got a big green bar today. I'll show you the rest of the charts right now. And the volume today, insane, 95 million on AMC, 86 million, I believe. I can double check that. Yeah, about 86 million on Ape. That combined is like the old days when we saw volume come in like around this time and around this time. Okay, guys, so it's not guaranteed, but that's what I'm noticing. It's like, wow, it did the same pattern. And then I'm looking at, we're actually right there. Okay, so if things were about to pop off and really start going, then I would assume that's how I would take the information in, that it's because it's a cycle that went on right there, right? So let's start with that. Let's get into Twitter a little bit. The apes were hyped today. Lots of action on Twitter going on. And, even with GameStop, something they're noticing that's crazy is the days to cover is super, super high, super elevated, which means the last time I saw it, I think it was around 12 or 14 days, something like that. And that means that it would take about 2 weeks, right, theoretically, based on the volume, for these shorts to be able to get out and cover their GameStop shorts. And we all know what happened last time, and it wasn't even those levels, right? It's way higher now, the days to cover, compared to this part in time back here. So just want to point that out. Let's go down. Someone, we have an A piercing. I won't be selling now one of my AMC shares for under $1,000. I hold for the people. I like that. Some news here, right? Just about the overall market and banks. Wells Fargo cuts hundreds more in its mortgage division per Bloomberg. People buying. This morning, this is what it looked like. And AMC was halted again, because of volatility. And personally, I just want to say, right to the SEC, like, stop protecting me from making money. Every single time this thing starts ripping, it gets halted. So doesn't seem right to me. Doesn't seem fair, because there's been other stocks, right, that I've seen that have ran 200, 300, 400%, maybe being halted once or twice, but never as much as AMC's like always halted when it starts to rip like that, right? Everyone's talking about that. There's something here. Okay, now we're going to talk about our friends over at Credit Suisse. Credit Suisse is examining ways to accelerate cost cuts as revenue outlook deteriorates to dumpster fire, as reported by FX Hedge. So let's go over some news that came out today. Credit Suisse fund outflows may spark M&A talk, JP Morgan says. Continued client outflows. That means, their clients are pulling their money out. They're like, I'm not going to continue to, ride this, invest in Credit Suisse. I'm out. So this could spark speculation of a takeover of the embattled Swiss bank and may lead to the partial sale of its domestic unit. Credit Suisse has reported steep outflows as wealthy clients move assets elsewhere, while the bank battles to recover from a string of scandals, focusing more on its flagship wealth management franchise and pruning back investment banking. So their plan is not going according to plan. Look at all these headlines. Credit Suisse shares on worst run since 1989 as losses deepen. Credit Suisse struggles to win back investors. Right, this is all from today, 10 hours ago. And they are supposedly getting closer to the offer price and 2.4 billion cash that they need. And Credit Suisse keeps sinking. So, they put out a hit article saying AMC was going to go down to 95 cents. And ever since then, the price of AMC has actually reversed. And so they could be holding shorts. They could be starting to close shorts, right? It's just speculation. So let's go back to what's going on the chart right now. So I got my AMC chart. Right now, this is very, very crucial. It's a very important time. This could be a kind of a make or break for now, right? For us to see a crazy move, right? Because we have already passed the 50-day moving average. We are right at the 100-day moving average. And of course, even with this little spike, we almost touched it. This is going to be the 200-day moving average. Now, I have this rectangle here now because if we can cross this level, this is around $10. I would expect to see some heavy volume again, some major runs. Things could get wacky real fast, right? And I've been tracking AMC for a while, right? I've been in it for a long time, but this is the master trend line that I could see that we're at right now. And you even have the mid section here, right, where it bounced off and it's been making its way up. And we have this bull flag. And I was waiting to see what was going to happen because again, in my previous videos, I've been saying, you're either going to see a major move to the upside or a major move to the downside. That's how you usually, these bull flags play out. And I'm expecting more upside because we still have the buy signal. This is the daily chart, but you have this buy signal and it looks eerily close. It's insane how close this looks, right? So I'm looking for a break above 10, okay, like I just said, because this is the hard resistance, the macro trend line and the 200 EMA, which means any cross above that, the clean break would absolutely send this thing, right? In my opinion, that's usually what happens. And there's proof in right here, right, where you got the cross on the 200 and then it got halted and it started coming back down. So you go back, same thing here, you get the cross and you get a big move, and then it got stopped and halted by the macro trend line. So what I'm looking at right now, which is I'm saying it's insane how this looks, because I've been saying, okay, you get the green buy signal here after being in this long-term red trends. This is the super trend signal, and you get the green, right? So same thing happened where you get this bull flag, and then you get one major green bar, right? Take a look. Going back. What is happening right now? It's exactly the same bull flag. Okay, look. Buy signal, rip, bull flag, and then one huge green bar. So that's what I'm looking at. That looks insane to me. That's what I'm saying. There's these signals, right? Another thing next, we're gonna talk about the RSI. So the RSI is at 62, which is a little bit elevated, but you have room to run, right? It's ran to 80 before, 82, 82. So it looks like you still have plenty of room here for some more upside action. So you can see that. And then the OBV. As we zoom out of the OBV, people should know what this means already. People have talked about it in the community, and you see it's been up and it's just been flat since then, since back here, right? Even though the price has gone down, right? Because we know about the tokenized stocks, the that coin they were using to short as collateral from FTX and all that. So that's interesting to me, right? I'm really like noticing and watching it close, right? So you have again the OBV, how it's pointing up right here, that little pattern in the bull flag. We're gonna go back to, again, like I told you, the run before with the same signals, the high cost to borrow fees that I went over, the things that are happening with liquidity, Credit Suisse pulling back, all that stuff. The cost to borrow fee, yeah, and the volume. So when you get that low volume and then you get the volume increase, we need volume to move parabolically, right? So we want to continue to see this rise in volume, because after we get this green bar, that's the volume bars down here. We would need to see the continuation. You see how high the volume got back there, and again where we're at right now. Oh, not what I want to move. So here's the first volume bar. Remember, the volume could get all the way up to here, right? Or higher, like, and the price should react, right? But we would need heavy volume, heavy buying pressure, shorts closing out in order to cross this $10 mark. Now I went over to the buying section, who's buying, and we can see right now, like, the white positions are just positions that have been open, but the green ones are new. So you have this company that just bought 204,000 shares today, or 2 days ago. Today's the first, right? So Vanguard's holding 15 million in this folder, this part of their business. Vanguard in this fund, this index fund, is holding 8.9 million. Vanguard here. So as you can see, Vanguard has their diamond hands, right? We're going down, seeing what's going on. Russell still holding 1.4 million shares there. Somebody closed out here, the red, right? They closed it out. Somebody pulled up a short position, this Suisse strategic, 17,000 shares short on the 28th. So if you want to look back, when was the 20th? That's when it was reported. So they're under right now a little bit on their short, right? You could see that the price moved up ever since they started shorting that position. And we're just looking through some buys here. See what's going on. From the 15th, puts being taken out and calls, puts, shorts. So I was just trying to see what was going on with the buying, right? Oh, so nope. This company on the 14th and puts worth 2.5 million shares. More puts. All right, so those are they should be down right now in their short position. What we're still continue to watch is the cost to borrow fee. It's still elevated. It's at around 39%, 40% right now. And remember that the normal average across the market on a cost to borrow is around anywhere from 0.3% to 3%. So this is extremely up there. So, and we know that today, that's why the shorts keep, some extra shares on the side, because for days like this, when the thing goes, the price starts moving up, they have shares to short to try to control the price somewhat. But the thing is, we know that, there was probably new shorts today that went out, and they are paying, that average of around 40% the fee in order to try to short the shares. So personally, I would never take that bet. I would never want to pay 40% on anything extra, right? Just to hold that position. And I've been pointing these articles out that have been coming out from the street to, saying that there could be some moves coming up. Even the media has been saying it, that you could start to see AMC move. And I've already went over this, but this line is the line that I really liked. Where is it? Is it this one? Yeah. AMC just needs a single spark to catch fire, and that's the perfect words I wanna see right now, right? All right, so Ape, they completely robbed us today. It was up 14-15% at the peak, and somehow they were able to bring it right back to where it started, even though the volume was insane yesterday, insane today, just incredible. It's just like, how do they continue to do this? Who knows, right? But they were able to do it, and Ape only closed 1.0% above today. Then, real quick on GameStop, to me, it's at the end of this road. It's at the end of this triangle. I expect, again, like how I was talking about the bull flag and the AMC, that triangle. So all we need is a green flip signal here, and we should start to see some nice moves. I don't know how high it would go, but the first resistance would be around $40, the real hard resistance. But I'm expecting a big move. Everything looks good, right? It looks primed for a run right now. All we need is volume. We need buying pressure. We need all that stuff. And here's the video where I was talking about, this was 7 days ago. So you can see I've been tracking it. I went back to look at the volume for AMC, right? And it was showing how the volume dried up, and then we saw a big explosion, and you saw these runs, like right there. I could see it was up 23% on 296 million volume. So remember that, the volume, if you want to right now combine it like with AMC and Ape, we're back to those days where, the volume would cross 100 million, 200 million. Let's see that 300 million volume, 400, 500 million volume. Right now, the shorts, we know they're burning, they're burning cash. They're hurting right now, right? They're stressed because of liquidity issues, because they don't know where the hits are going to start to come from. When we look at our friends over at Credit Suisse, you look at their charts, and it's just been bad. Look at the coincidence here. So on 11/11, that was the day that, the whole FTX thing kind of got broken to, where, they were collapsing. And ever since then, Credit Suisse has just dumped. Let's go to the daily chart. And these guys have had it rough for a long time, since looks like February. Constant downward action. And right now, just with this bad news that they've been getting lately, more investors are pulling out. I don't know how much longer they're going to make it, because they've already had some injections of money and they're still struggling, right? So this is important to me, because I could see more action coming from this, right? If they are going to start closing their short positions, then we should start to see reactions in GameStop and AMC, right? So there's that. And if you haven't checked out the AMC store, the merchandise, some stuff is selling out. There was free shipping the other day. I think that's over, but I picked up a few things, so we'll see when they get here. We'll be looking out for that. But the socks look like they're sold out. I think these two are sold out. This one's sold out. And I know a couple days ago this was showing sold out. Maybe they got more now. But yeah, guys, try not to not make this like a super high video that it's gonna squeeze, but everything's there right now for a good move, at least some kind of parabolic move. But we're gonna have to wait and see the next few days and see if we can continue this trend. I think I covered everything I wanted to in today's video, guys. Thank you so much for everything. Appreciate the support as always. Share the video, tell your friends, tell your fellow apes, and explain to them that right now is a crucial moment, and anything can happen right now if we get the right volume, the right moves, the right price action, we could see something very, very crazy, very, parabolic is a good word, but it's not guaranteed, guys. But I'm here for it. I'm riding it out with y'all. Thank you so much, guys. Catch you in the next one.